It is that time of the year, guys. End of the year 2025, and we have the content creator tier list for 2025. But this year, it's not just which content creator is this or that or the other. Because everyone's been crashing out and having a rough time emotionally this year as a creator in the scene, I have put together 15 of the top RuneScape creator, streamer, crash outs that I have experienced myself, either by being involved or witnessing or being responsible for throughout the year of 2025. This is a great list. We're going to rate it based on the quality of the crash out, how easily they were baited, and how retarded the people look based on these crash outs. We have 15 great selections over here. There may be other crash outs that I have missed, which is understandable. I know there is some drama that I wasn't fully aware of, but this is what I could come up with in a short period of time today and was able to put together so we can go through today and have a nice list. How's your face not on this? Because I haven't personally crashed out. What's a crash out? A crash out is when someone pretty much just loses their fucking mind and starts molding and becoming hysterically embarrassing and pretty much ruining their image online over pretty much nothing. Crying over spilt milk, you know? So we'll start off with up the top here, we have Gross Score. You guys may remember Gross Score was in a bit of drama because the Behemoth channel... No, there was a whale made a tier list and put Gross Score in the nonce pedophile section, and then the Behemoth channel went ahead and advertised it and promoted it, and their excuse was, oh, the content's dry, so we had to do something. Gross Score crashed out pretty hard. There were videos of him fucking spitting while yelling on screen. It was great to watch. Behemoth were 100% in the fucking wrong, by the way. It was not a... ethically, bad fucking idea for them to do that. They looked really bad in that front. Unfortunately, for Gross Score, people didn't give a shit about that because the morals in the RuneScape community are out the fucking window. It's not about being a decent person, it's about being right. The overall crash out was pretty mid after that, to be honest. It was very short-lived. There were threats of being sued. I don't think that went anywhere. The Behemoth channel kept the video up and didn't give a fuck. Barely even responded. Gross Score crashing out, yelling is always funny. The accent is great. The spitting... it's always it's why British people are funny. So I'm going to put Gross Score's crash out in the D tier just because it didn't really go anywhere from there. It was like a one-day thing. It moved on, and that's that. The next crash out we have here is BTCs. Every year this guy crashes out. This is a personal crash out. He won't do this publicly because he doesn't want to look bad in the public light, but he will DM me consistently throughout the year being retarded. It's a very low tier crash out. It's just him saying, commenting on me being homeless or me being some sort of fucking deadbeat dad. I don't know. Like, look, I don't take any notice from what he says. His hairline is receding back to the mid-90s. I ended his fucking career last year. He's moved out of the RuneScape scene. He still tries to weasel his way back in. I shut his whole shit down. Deathmatching's done because of me. Anything BTCs is immediately F tier. And if you consider him a friend and I consider you a bad cat person, that's a bad judge of character right there. He is not someone you should be involved in your life. He is a dodgy person. Next up, we have Mountain Man. Mountain Man is, he's not really a creator. He's just this little cancer cell in the Twitter space in the RuneScape community. And he was crying because Odablock was considered a nominee for Golden Gnomes. And because Odablock doesn't support trans rights due to his religious beliefs, Mountain Man felt that was an appropriate time to call him out for being bigot, racist, homophobic, I don't know, whatever. He was molding. He even came to our stream here and tried to crash out in the chat numerous times. I think he went on the mic with Odablock very briefly on stream. Mountain Man, this was like a week-long shitting pants moment. This guy is an absolute fucking joke of a person, joke of a figure, a small-time figure in the RuneScape space. He definitely tried to lean into it as the most hated person in the RuneScape community, and as a result, no one watched his streams when he tried to do that. But a Mountain Man crash out is always a solid B tier crash out. You're guaranteed to get content. You're guaranteed to see someone not understand what they're talking about. Mountain Man is good. Next, we have Cheese. Cheese is not a RuneScape creator. He is a streamer in the speedrunning Mario space. And he crashed out recently because he felt that, he didn't like that I made a joke about No Monkeys Hardcore dying. So Cheese crashed out. Unfortunately, he tried to pull the "I'm a bad person, I'm a bigot," trying to make me out as a terrible human being. Unfortunately, he openly, publicly has friends who, have committed sexual assault and other various really bad crimes against women and potential minors, and said that he still supports them to this day. So I don't really think he's the best judge of character. When I confronted him about it, which I confronted him in a very respectful manner, I didn't come at him aggressively. It wasn't done in any sort of malicious intent. He chose to continue to be ignorant and very unintelligent when talking to him. Also, then he advertises his gay OnlyFans to a platform where children have access to it. So I'm going to put him in, we'll put him in the B for butthole. Not just because he likes to show his butthole potentially to children, but also he just is a living, breathing butthole of a person. You love Cheese as a Mario runner, and it stops there. He definitely needs to just remember that he does not have a very clean compass on what is good and what is bad. It's okay if you're a groomer or if you're a bad person, as long as you're his friend, apparently. The Coxie crash out wasn't actually Coxie crashing out. This is the Coxie crash out. This is the community crashing out about Coxie. For those that don't know, Coxie came out very recently on Twitter as a homosexual. Has been for a while. He's gay, I know. Big whoop. So as a result, the RuneScape community on Twitter got his account banned. Mass reported, got him banned. That is the running theory, and it stops there. That's it. He came back and no one gave a shit afterwards. He still kicks ass. He still eats ass. Still licks ass. He still pet hunts. And there's probably ass involved in that too. Cox is a G. In my opinion, I don't think he's done anything wrong. The crash out was short-lived. It was a RuneScape community crash out at Coxie. I'm going to put it in the E tier because nothing is more embarrassing and cringe than BTCs. But it was really just the community dropping the ball and crashing out over Coxie for no reason. Odablock. So this is not Odablock crashing out. See this little head here? This guy DM'd me. You guys may remember recently Odablock was involved in some drama where he was getting camped and crashed by some clan over the hunter spot. And there was big backlash on I think it was on Reddit, trying to get him banned and saying that he uses his community to attack other people. This guy actually entered my DMs and it's just him basically sending this did not ask paragraph because he watched part of my video and I just basically said to him, can you find the timestamp where I fucking asked? He said that I bought my account and whatnot. I don't really care. I just thought his crash out was funny. There was about 3 days of Odablocks causing it or they're attacking Odablock. Pretty mid crash out again. I will put this in the C tier because it did give me a bit of content. And this guy DMing me personally because I put a video out talking about it based on the evidence that was in front of me. And he still failed to prove his point. Was very interesting. So big crash out from Surge there. In my opinion, Surge, just a heads up, bit of life advice. If you're balding, just shave it all off, steer into the skid. Don't try to fight it because look, it's not worth it. Just shave it all off. You look better completely bald than if you are trying to not be bald when your nature is fighting against that. Pirate Software crash out. This is when Pirate Software pretty much got the entire game DDoS for a day. You guys may remember that. Pirate Software just sucks ass. He's E tier. Anything about him is E tier. And I don't think he's playing RuneScape anymore, thankfully. So no more crash outs, unfortunately, from Pirate Software. But no more DDoSes too, which is good. Next, we have the infamous Eliop. You guys know all about this. This is, in my opinion, my bread and butter. And I think, without a doubt, we know this is absolutely an S tier crash out for 2025. There was nothing bigger, in my opinion, than watching this idiot fucking just trip over his own shoelaces all fucking year, being an absolute moron. Pirate botted his agility for sure. No, no, he did actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. So, the Eliop crash out, for those that weren't aware, Eliop likes to cyberbully and belittle other people, creators, especially small-time streamers and small-time players in the wilderness. He likes to use his YouTube and Twitch presence to pressure them into doing what they want, what he wants, right? and he will then beg people and try to solicit them into deleting content that makes them look bad. Luckily, I'm not a total bitch, and I responded to him stream sniping me, and he crashed the fuck out. And it took him various weeks to man up and 1v1 me at all. Various times he tried to stream snipe me. He couldn't even fucking freeze me. I just fucking logged on him. The one time we did 1v1, regardless of me being under the influence of alcohol or not, it was instigated by Odablock. He managed to orchestrate it. Eliop still, to this day, it was a legitimate 1v1, and he still could not show up with the agreed gear. He still had to lie and weasel his way through it. Didn't bring the correct... Bought gear with extra mage defense. He bought blood healing spells. He bought gear that you weren't meant to be bringing, while at the same time saying, I've matched your gear. So even on a fair playing field, he still tried to fucking cheat. He like fucking 5-6 hit me. I fucking died, and he still crashed out. I've never seen someone win a 1v1 and still be mad and lose. But that is the Elliot special. There is no bigger loser in the community right now than this fucking guy. Also, he photoshops his mole out of his pictures so that they don't see it, but you will see it on the live stream, which is why I've made sure to just put it back in, just so everyone knows it's the correct Elliot. We don't want to get anyone confused here. So yeah, the Elliot special is to crash out and be socially incompetent. It's very good. Next up, we have American Patriot. This is another crash out link to my community for those that are unaware. American Patriot is this small-time viewer who was talking a lot of shit, showing up at TOA. Big man, I got all the gear. Trying to pretty much big dog everyone in the chat. We went to TOA in an 8-man, and he got chomped by Zebak. And I called him Chomp Boy. Said that he real traded his gear. Everyone called him Chomp Boy. So his crash out was calling everyone the M-word. So obviously he's banned. But that spawned Chomp Boy, called everyone the M-word. There ain't no better crash out than that. It's hard to find a better crash out than an American Patriot M-word crash out over getting chomped at fucking Zebak when Vero traded gear. Yeah, good old fucking Chomp Boy. Never forget, rest in peace. The No Monkey crash out, I didn't realize this happened this year until I looked back. This is when No Monkey and or wife. That's never going to be revealed, of course. The theory is it's Hedron, but what happened here was the No Monkey Twitter account went on a spree of blocking people in the RuneScape community. Most of them were anyone who was a woman, anyone who wasn't overly positive about No Monkey, and some were just completely unexplainable. A lot of people were like, what the fuck, why am I blocked by No Monkey? I found out because he got married. I went to type GZ, and I couldn't even like it. I was like, oh, okay, I've been blocked. And then when asking him about it, or when being asked about it, instead of being logical and telling the truth or just being a decent person, he panicked and then went he's a racist bigot, and then also his wife was saying that I am a pedophile defender, which was just weird. I guess I don't know where that comes from or how she sort of crashed out when I asked if they could make up with you and on his live stream. Yeah, they would never ever do that. No, of course not. That's why they never responded to my allegation or to my video on them asking them to prove these allegations and prove their point. They would rather just stay silent. It was very weird. It obviously confirmed a lot of character traits about him and him and her. It's unfortunate. Yeah, it's weird to see someone be so confronting, but then also scared of confrontation at the same time. That's a very No Monkey thing, in my opinion. It's only really confronting for him when it suits him. I'm going to put him in the B column. He can go next to Cheese. Then go in the B for butthole column. It's not like that's just the facts. Whether you love him or hate him, I don't have any hate towards him. But it was a weird thing for them to do, and I really would be questioning myself if I was behaving like that. I wouldn't behave like that online. That's weird, personally. But I'm glad he's moved past it somewhat. Well, obviously not, but, to a certain point. Don't have to be nice to his wife. She's the problem for his community. I don't fuck with the community, so I have no clue. The Sani crash out is an interesting one. Sani, this is another Coxie situation where Sani didn't really do anything wrong. Sani went on the Save podcast, and everyone and their dog in the fucking in the RuneScape community on Twitter was mad at Sebe because Sani was on there. Sani is just a shit poster. That's all he is. He just fucking shit posts. And they were accusing him of being racist, and there was never any evidence of him being racist. His friends are. But just because he hung out in a certain Discord, it pressured Sebe to remove the podcast, which was unfortunate because Sebe's done podcasts with people who are far worse and far less decent of people than Sani, yet the RuneScape community would never bat an eye at them. I see the Hootie Tootie podcasts are still up. So it's okay for actual people who, say racist shit, just not for people who apparently say racist shit. So it's very weird. It's another Coxie level fucking crash out. Typical RuneScape community being morons. So we'll put it in the E tier section. Next we have Rigando. Now this is Rigando versus Odablock again. They had a bit of a back and forth. I think this has been going on for a while. I remember Rig saying that he would fucking smack Odablock if he ever saw him, and Odablock said he'd take it. I don't know. I can't remember exactly now. There was some sort of verbal, physical threats there. It was very small. It was very quick. Until something physically happens, or there is at least an in-person meeting that goes down, I will be parking this one in the D section because I want to see if and when that ever unfolds. But until then, very simple, very easy. Crusader Talent crash out. This is kind of linked to the Elliot crash out, where I was in Crusader Talent Discord for about 4 or 5 years. I didn't contribute a whole lot. I'm not a member of Crusader Talent, but I was in there with the creators. And there was a poll running, and I ran the poll, but gave my opinion on the poll's question too, because I felt like the question being asked by the owner wasn't... it could have been asked a little better, based on logic of how YouTube works. And then I was removed. And I linked that to either Eliop or EVscape, basically saying, we don't have him in here. He can't be in this Discord. So we're putting that crash out purely on Crusader Talent, their team, and or EVscape and Eliop, whichever one called it. That's their crash out in the D tier. They can sit in the D column for didn't fucking ask. Now we've got Did a Bitter. Fuck, yeah, this is more of a community crash out against Did a Bitter because he cheated in Deadman All-Stars. And then he's like fucking crying, I can't make videos, everyone thinks I'm cheating all the time now. Yeah, well, that's what you get for being a fucking idiot. Like, you're a community-wide known piece of shit and you play like one. And instead of steering into the skid, and even though when you play the villain, you're fucking bad at it, instead he cries wolf and hopes EVscape comes to save him. Help me. Given the cuck behavior, that probably works out. But at the end of the day, if you stop being a shit cunt, people stop perceiving you as one. But he can definitely go in the B tier for butthole. We know this is going to be an ongoing thing for Did a Bitter for the rest of his RuneScape creator days, which is thankfully slowly coming to an end, which you're also welcome for about 2 years ago as well. But slowly, it's dying off. He's slowly falling off, thankfully. I mean, he fell off, but it's slowly backsliding into nowhere. And it's going to be like that forever. And the final one we have here is the entire RuneScape community as a whole crashing out against Jagex for that fucking survey they did. You guys remember that shit? They're going to put adverts in the game even though you're paying for it, and they're going to up the membership prices, and what would you do if ChatGPT offered you these fucking choices? My God, was it horrible. Really bad layout there. But thankfully, it was just a survey that didn't mean to happen, and we were able to forget it ever happened until today. Great survey. S tier. It was 100% S tier rage bait by Jagex. They did a good job. Crash out was warranted. It was, but it was fucking Jagex baited the entire community fucking hard. People are saying, you've seen red thing about people, man. That survey, you guys forgot about the survey. I'm happy to have brought it back. I bet you fucking you forgot that happened. Let's have a look at this tier list in entirety now with my head out of the way. BGC's being F tier just because he is the definition of F tier when it comes to human beings, let alone content or anything. He is an absolute fucking scumbag. I wouldn't fucking put him out if he was on fire. That guy sucks. E tier is just dead ass crash outs that really would never have any impact or don't matter at all. It was either the community being retarded or pirate software being retarded. D tier is likely something that will never really go anywhere, but still was cool to see the conflict, or just straight up Crusader Talent being dumb as fuck. C tier is just the baseline, typical Oda block, doing shit, getting trolled, trolling back, putting his foot down, standing on business, and then some idiot being upset that it happened, and then that idiot still having to go to work tomorrow. Oda block didn't have to get a job, did he? So there's only one winner. B is the butthole tier. Anyone in the B tier just straight up deserves to be there. They're either a shit person, a shit person, a shit person, or a person made of shit. You pick one, they're all there. A tier is just the personal American patriot, Bertha Chomp Boy, calling anyone the N-word because you're bad at the game. Bring back Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. S tier, we have Elliot to thank for this year. Elliot really, he pulled his weight, exposing him. Well, I mean, everyone knew he was retarded, but giving me the opportunity to really show how incompetent that person is as a normal functioning adult, really just, it blew my mind that someone could be that fucking stupid. So big shout out to Elliot for being the punching bag for the year, and obviously Jagex with the Rage Bait survey just really brought everyone together. So much content from Elliot. Oh, and there's probably more to come eventually. He will never get it. He'll never get it. But that is it. That is the content creator, or just in general, OSRS crash out tier list for 2025. I don't want to say people like American Patriot and Mountain Man and even Cheese and Pirate Software, they're not really RuneScape creators, so we won't go that far as to somewhat compliment them in any sense. So it's just OSRS crash out tier list of 2025. That is it. Let me know if you agree with these takes at all, or if you agree that this is a correct order. If you would change anything, let me know. Fed families with that crash out. Oh yeah, Elliot was feeding families for days, dude. So there we go. Appreciate that, guys. Let's get a dragon hook from the Great White Sharks. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big board